Hi class, we're going to be discussing pages 45 through 55. We did a lot of acting of this today. Most of us actually got towards page 55. But there's a few things I kind of want to review with you and for you to look over so we're going to be prepared for tomorrow's class. So, we started off with 8, going over the diagram. They planned out how long it would take the old witness, the elderly witness, to walk the 12 feet from his bed to his bedroom door and the 43.5 feet down the hallway to where the door was for the stairwell, where he claimed he saw the defendant run down the stairs. The old witness claimed it was 15 seconds, but we know that he had a stroke last year and he walked with a limp in his left leg, and as it was demonstrated, it did not take 15 seconds. It took 42, almost 3 times as long. So, the testimony of that old witness was definitely called into question. We noticed that 6 thought that this was a very important detail. It was one of the facts that convinced him to change his vote. It was that in addition to the loud train noise that he heard. Since he was a painter, he worked in a building with an L train going by. Can't even hear yourself think. That called into question whether the old man could have heard the words, "I'm going to kill you." These 2 facts are what convinced 6 that he was going to change his vote, along with the fact that just prior he got into a fight with 3. He was trying to protect 9, the old guy, and he actually told 3, "Hey, you talk to him like that, I'm going to lay you out." So, it's getting darker, the rainstorm is about to happen, and we have another vote. 6-6. 6 was one of the ones who changed his vote, and also 2, Mr. Meek, he changed his vote as well. The things that convinced him, there were a few things. To begin with, when he was asked why he voted guilty at the very beginning of the play, he couldn't come up with a good reason. Secondly, when they were talking about whether the words "I'm going to kill you" mean anything, he claimed that he was actually at the bank and he got into an argument and he yelled at some guy. Presumably, he also yelled the words "I'm going to kill you." Don't mean that much. Didn't mean much to him. He obviously didn't kill anybody. And finally, when 8 was timing out the steps that the old witness must have taken, he was the guy with the watch. So it was most obvious to him that there was no way the old witness could have taken 15 seconds to get to his door. Combine that with the fact of who he was sitting next to, the world's biggest bully, nerd, don't like bullies. You can see why emotionally that would also convince him to change his vote. The vote is now 6-6. Now for the test, you're going to need to know why each person changed their vote. So make sure we start keeping track. Now, let's see. At that point, the rainstorm comes. And what the rain does, it immediately cools things off. And we talked about symbolism earlier this year. The rainstorm, typically, it symbolizes a few things. Sometimes it symbolizes sadness. Sometimes it symbolizes rebirth. In this case, it's going to be more of a rebirth, a change. Because a big change, a pivotal change happens at this moment. This is where the decision or the tide starts to turn. Now it's 6-6, and you can almost tell that 8 is going to be able to convince others. Let me spoiler alert, he convinces more people to kind of vote not guilty. At this point, the 3 big holdouts are left deciding what to do. We have 4, Mr. Smart Money. We have 10, the bigot. And 3, angry father. They're all in the bathroom. 3 was apologizing to 4 about his little outburst. He threatened to kill, well, he said the words, "I'm going to kill you" to 8 after 8's little demonstration. This is a big thing that kind of 8 pushed 3's buttons so much, he pointed out to everyone that 3 is a big jerk and that he's only voting guilty out of mostly emotional reasons. 8 called him a sadist. Yeah, not good for 3. So there's a little crack in the lines. 4 was not impressed with 3's behavior. Neither was anybody else. 10 stormed into the bathroom and he's like, listen, it's going to go nowhere. We're going to have to call it a hung jury. So he's all about hung jury. But 3, he doesn't want to do it. He's like, we're here for a reason. So even though 3 is a bit of a hothead, he does pay attention to the facts. And he does want to see justice done. The only justice he wants to see done, though, is to have the boy executed. So, problem. We're at a bit of a turning point here. Now, what we got to keep in mind is that we have several jurors left to vote not guilty. Foreman, 3, 4, 7, 10, and 12 are left on the guilty side. More are going to change. Who do you think is going to change next? Who do you think is going to hold out to the very end? Start thinking about this. We're going to find this out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Now, coming to my question to you. Here's my task. What I want you to do. Let's just go there. Okay. I want you to post a quote on Edmodo today, and that quote needs to show either A, your character's personality, much like the first quote you posted, or B, somewhere that shows your character changing their vote. Now that only counts for the 5 characters that have changed their vote. So, since the vote's 6-6, not everybody can do this second one. Now the other thing is, you need to find this quote between the pages of 30 and 55. Okay, that's going to be on Edmodo. Please post that quote, and good luck. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll finish the play.